So everyone is talking about AI and how it's going to replace humans, but what are the actual practical uses? Well, in this video, I actually wanted to show you how I use AI in one of my businesses, and basically the use is qualification in sales. So currently we're spending roughly 160 hours on qualifying leads every single month, right? And that's a problem. Like you don't want to spend a lot of time doing repetitive tasks because qualification usually is just intaking data from the user about the service the user wants. So let's say in this case, I have auto detailing company. It can be paint protection film, and generating them a quote that is personalized to them and their car, and then answering questions and following up with the user until the user decides, right? And the decision, the sentiment could be currently I'm not interested, or I will be interested in 2 months, or I want to get it done as soon as possible. I'm okay with the price, so on and so forth. So basically what we're using AI for is the repetitive part, the generation of quote, the follow-up, the personalized advice regarding the service that they've chosen, answering any sort of questions that they have. But what's a cool thing about this whole module that we've built is basically that it's integrated in front end and in back end. So basically, once someone fills out the form regarding the service that they're interested in, they get a personalized offer. And here you can actually see the chat module that we've coded, and inside that module, right after they fill out the form, they get an offer and they can open this offer. And this is where in front end we already have the AI. So it's basically a simple chat module where AI can actually reply based on their offer, right? So we generated this offer, now they can open this offer and they can ask qualifying questions. And the AI is trying to nudge them and understand the sentiment, like whether they're just looking for a price, whether they have additional questions. And ideally, if they are interested, they should book either phone consultation or in-person consultation at one of our branches, right? And the most powerful thing I think about this AI is that it will keep following up until it gets a real sentiment from the user. So if someone fills out the form and they bounce from the chat, like they get the offer, but they bounce from the chat, they get an SMS and they get an email, and the AI is trying to follow up because there is real statistics about, service businesses that it actually takes up to 12 follow-ups on average until you close the lead. And this part is tedious. It repeats itself. It's the same questions. And I think AI is great at that, because if you give it the context about services, the pricing, the frequently asked questions, and you give it boundaries, it can be amazing, at actually solving this qualification part. And it can save you hundreds of hours per month and thousands of dollars, every month. So this is what we are using the AI for mostly. Now, if we look at the backend integration, the AI is integrated with our database and our CRM. So from practical point of view, you see the pipeline and you have two options. You see the AI pipeline or the manual pipeline. And in the AI pipeline, it basically, you are looking at the next actions the human should take. So all the phone consultations, all the in-person meetings that you have, and that's pretty much it. Like you just need to follow up on phone or you need to meet in person. And this is what the AI does amazingly well. And it's saving us, as I said, thousands of dollars per month and hundreds of hours every month. And this doesn't end just with us, like if you have more leads you have, the more time it takes, and AI can answer these questions, AI can follow up, AI can analyze the sentiment, and it can use only your context, only your company information. So the module is not available to public yet, but if you're interested, just give me a shout out. I think it could be nice to have sort of some testers, like if this is something that's interesting to you. For us, it's been working amazingly well. And if you compare it with Go High Level, because we are currently using Go High Level as a form intake, and then for all the backend automations, I think the biggest advantage of what we've built now for us is that we have the AI integrated like throughout the whole process, right? In Go High Level, you have the form intake, which on its own is already quite ugly, and there's massive limitations to how you can design the form and all the functionalities of the form. But it still lacks, the power of, implementing AI in your workflows, right? So what we did is we're collecting every interaction, every data point about the user, and we are feeding it back to our database, and then AI always has the context about the user. So anytime the user replies to SMS or email, then AI has all the context. And along the way, like when they fill out the form, it generates the quote. When they reply, we have AI to analyze the sentiment every time based on historical context and the last message, right? So it can keep updating, and it does update the pipeline live. So the AI is running different agents specifically for that specific service are running in the backend, analyzing sentiment and replying and trying to nudge the person towards the next step that is relevant for them. And I think this is something I haven't seen in other softwares, to be honest, because yes, everyone has these AI agents, but they are not AI first. So these sort of legacy softwares like Salesforce, HubSpot, Go High Level, so on and so forth, like they just coded the AI module now, but we are building basically our own CRM that's AI first. So it's that's the infrastructure of the software is with the AI first in mind, because the AI requires context about everything, so it can actually, behave like junior salesperson on your team. And this is, I think, the biggest difference compared to the legacy softwares that you can find. I'm not saying that, HubSpot or Go High Level or Salesforce is bad. Like, they're amazing softwares. But if you want customization, if you want AI first, like we've built this for us, and I'll actually keep you posted. But if you're interested in trying this sort of module for yourself, like just reach out to me, and I'm looking for a few testers that want to try this thing out for their business as well, and we can together make it better and better and better and better, right? But this is actually a real way you can use AI in your business. Like, we haven't tried to solve the whole sales process offline and online. That we are not there yet, right? Maybe in the future where we can, plug in video and sensorics into, the online, but I don't want to overcomplicate things right now. I think it's just very much enough if you can fix the qualification part and do it faster and better than your salesperson, so the salesperson can actually focus only on the hot leads that are actually seriously interested. So all their mental capacity, all their energy goes towards people that are seriously interested. And I think this is the biggest win for us, because we are saving hundreds of hours on the qualification itself, and at the same time, it's working 24/7, and our salesperson can focus only on the leads that are really interested. So this is all for today. Until the next one, take care of yourself and reach out if you have any questions. Bye.